Good afternoon, everyone. Councillor Steve Moriarty, Chair of the Local Disaster Management Group for the Scenic Rim, here again with Acting Inspector Adam Cordner from Queensland Police. We'd just like to give you a bit of an update on the situation around the region this afternoon. I was in a meeting earlier with the Queensland Disaster Management Committee, chaired by the Premier of Queensland. We got a weather update, the latest weather situation with regard to ex-tropical cyclone Alfred. Just be aware the ex-tropical cyclone has stalled a little bit at the moment. It's just hovering around just north of Brisbane, right on the coastline there, not really moving too fast or in any direction at the moment. So we need to be aware that we're not through this event yet. What that means that the ex-tropical cyclone has actually stalled. It means that there is still the potential over the next 24 to 48 hours for us to get significant rainfall here in the Scenic Rim. There are currently major flood warnings for the Logan River and the Worrell Creek, and a moderate flood warning for the Albert River. So the message that we sent out earlier today about if you're out on the roads and travelling around, just to stay safe and exercise caution. A few other updates that we can share with you this afternoon. With regard to sandbags, I would suggest just leaving them where they are for the moment, because we're not through this event completely yet. It would be a great idea if you've got you've got sandbags around your house, just leave them where they are for now, because we just never know what might happen in the next 24 to 48 hours. We will provide more information tomorrow. I think the situation will be clearer overnight tonight, and by tomorrow we'll have a lot better picture of what's going to happen over the next few days. Just for your information, there are 282,000 properties in southeast Queensland that are currently without power. As we know, the Scenic Rim is not the only region affected. There will be 2,000 Energex staff coming into southeast Queensland tomorrow to start make safe works, and as soon as possible they will start to do restoration of power. But at this stage the works will be focusing on just making places safe. The Queensland Fire Department also have crews on the ground, and there have only been a handful of incidents reported and no rescues required, which is absolutely fantastic. Council crews will canvass the region again tomorrow, where it is safe to do and make assessments about what work is needed to be done. We do ask that everyone who wants to volunteer in the clean-up efforts, please register with Volunteering Queensland, because if you do this, you will be covered by insurance. We do have some localised flooding, as many of you will be aware, in our streams, creeks and rivers across the region. Queensland Police are responding to those locations, and we're putting signage up wherever we can, but be aware whether you have a sign saying road closed or water over the road, or whether there's no sign at all. If there's flooding across the road, water across the road, please don't drive through flood water. I'll now hand over to Acting Inspector Adam Cordner to make a few comments.
Thanks very much, Councillor, and that's very good advice regarding the roads. As we know, the water's still coming down into the catchment, so there will be more roads that will go underwater. We are getting signs out to close them and give people notification as soon as possible, but we can't always get there straight away. So if you do see water on the road, if it's flooded, forget it. Today, we've also had a joint operation with the Queensland Police. The ADF have had 3 Bushmasters in the area, with Energex, SES and also the QFD. The purpose of having them out here was to be able to go up, and at the moment they've gone through Tamborine Mountain. And the idea was to get those large trees off the roadway to enable our support services to come and help with the recovery and the restoration of what's happened. So that's been really well received. They've also addressing the power lines that have been caught in trees to try to make them safe. The community up at Tamborine Mountain have seen those, and I believe they've been quite well received. So that'll continue on to tomorrow until we can get those road clears to allow good access for our people to get there. Just on the cleanup that we're talking about, there have been some reports of people getting minor injuries from the cleanup. Just be aware that the debris from any big storm or flood, there can be unknown objects in there. So we just ask that people stay safe and use proper equipment when they're cleaning up. And as the councillor said, please register with Volunteering Queensland if you're going to assist.
Thanks for that update, Adam. Great advice there as always. Folks, I just finished this message by just saying, look, thank you so much once again for the way you have engaged in this event and acted responsibly, taking the advice on board to keep yourself safe. It's been a long haul before we got to the cyclone. We're not finished yet, and we've got to be especially vigilant with regard to driving on the roads. The roads will be wet. There is a chance of flash flooding. So please continue to exercise caution and take care. Thank you.